they might. I don't even know what they can hear. I don't know. Can they hear us now?
No,
Now
they got nothing.
No, well, they got like 10 seconds before because of the delay. So I think theoretically they should be able to hear us. Well,
Okay.
I can hear me on Bob's device, so that's something.
So do you want to try this opening one more time?
We can do it a third time.
Yeah, let's go
I
for
think,
it,
you know,
man.
in the Mixler recording, it's there. This will be a third time. Fuck it. 3 times is nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
The third time's the charm.
But, Wesley, this is for you.
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting live from the Bounce House in Transigent's main facility, this is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Yeah! Woo-hoo! I'll clap for us. I'll do it by myself. No, don't do it. No, don't bother, Ed. Too late.
Second take was better.
Second take was the best take.
Yeah, yes, it was because I didn't screw up then.
And neither did I. Like, I kind of threw it
Although
off
I
a
was
little
good
bit.
on the first take too.
It almost killed me because I kind of tweaked it just a little bit. Like I enunciated some word different, and you were like, "Ooh, nice, nice flair." And I started giggling to myself for no reason. All right, so this is Crash and Burn, episode 95.
So are we there yet?
Yeah,
Are
that's
we
the
there
na-
yet?
Yeah.
Are we on yet?
I don't
Are
know.
we on
I
yet?
think so. This is why we need an in-studio producer. I guess so. Hey, Clint, if you just joined us, best episode ever. Just the best. All right, so this is episode 95, and eventually we're going to try and do a Logan. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Bob over there on guitar. Is that
Hello.
why Ed's not talking? And I got Ed over here.
There's no problem that can't be ignored if we really put our minds to it.
Yeah, that is going to be the theme.
Yes.
That is gonna
It doesn't work the third time as well as it did
No,
the first
no.
time.
Like, once again,
Or the second time.
the second opening was better.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have to, in the edit, I'll just smash them all together.
Yeah,
We'll take the best
yeah.
pieces. We'll reassemble.
Those who don't know, that was a quote from John Goodman's character in King Ralph.
Oh, I was wondering what movie that was from that I never saw.
This is the theme. I tried the Shakespeare quotes and wasn't really working, so now I'm just taking John Goodman quotes.
That's good. Okay, I thought you were going to go maybe with guys pretending to be royalty. Like that kind of pretending to be something, you know, European or highbrow. Like one of those, all those, because there's a lot of tropes for that and stuff, you know.
Oh, really?
Well, I think so.
Tell me more.
No. That's not the bit. That's not the show. All right, so episode 95, Adventures in Crashing and Burning. We're going to have a round of pitch versus pitch later on.
I'm ready, baby.
You ready?
Oh, yeah.
You ready? I know Bob's got his on hand as well. We're also going to cover Logan. The three of us saw it this weekend. We're going to do a non-spoiler little bit, and then we'll give you guys the option to get the hell out of Dodge. I don't know exactly like how and when we'll do that. We'll see how many people are in the chat room, I guess, and just see how that goes. And we'll take a poll in there and see, like, if people don't care, then all right, fine, we'll just get into it. But we'll give you these guys the option. So with that, also, too, just want to remind you guys, you know, we're on the iTunes. We wouldn't hurt for rate and review over there once in a while. We may even use it as a promo if it's cool enough, if it's sexy enough.
Oh, yeah.
If, gosh darn it, we like it. And then, you know, they'll be hooking us up. Who we got in the chat room? Who's hanging out? Who's listening to this,
We
this
got-
debauchery?
Yeah,
We
do we have any live people there today?
We got some Wesley Ryan Gaskins. We got Zombie John Thompson, Clint Thiel. I saw Courtney in there earlier, and but Agent Palmer's there as well.
Well, of course. Attendance. He should be
Yes.
taking
Hi
attendance.
guys.
Yeah, Courtney probably heard it, and it was like, this is such an amateur train wreck.
I know. It's
You
so...
know,
his pot... I mean, I listened to another episode this week. That guy is
It's
on
he's
top
polished.
of it.
He's polished.
Oh,
He spends
man.
all week, like every moment of his week, going,
Yes.
all right, I'm going to refine this a little bit more.
Mhm.
I'm going to put a little bit of my my Californian cool guy spin on it. You know, whatever the fuck it is that he's got.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh man, the stuff
Well,
he
I was
does.
glad-
I
was
think
glad
it's
it was-
Bill's shirt that's been distracting us.
Maybe the new shirt. The new,
Bill's- yeah, it's a
Venom?
Venom
Yeah,
T-shirt.
the smiley face is
Giant.
not all that
It
friendly
is a little
looking.
distracting to me too. Like catching in my peripheral view, like what's going on here? Is these big 2 white globs on my chest?
Yeah, how does it feel with them over your nipples
Mm-hmm.
like that?
It's good. Actually, my nips are just on the outside of the eyes.
Okay, good.
So
good.
it's
That's comfort.
so like stop. Are you staring at the eyes or my
Yeah,
nips now?
that's comfort and design right there.
Not for me. No longer comfortable. So yeah. So hey, what's up to everybody in the chat room? Hey, we got a game you guys can play to keep yourselves busy in case we're not entertaining you enough. We call it like the chat room game kind of thing, or a hashtag game. If you guys take it out to the web, you can do that, and maybe drive some people over here. Who knows? But hey, vegetarian movies, Ed.
Yes, examples include Something Tofu This Way.
This way comes.
Something Tofu This Way comes, and One Stew Served in a Couscous Nest.
Like, do you like that one?
Wow.
Yeah, there was some work on that.
Yeah.
Well, I got like One Flew Over a Couscous Nest. I was like, oh, we can go all the way. And then I was trying to think of something to swap out Nest, and I couldn't do it. And I couldn't do it. So Agent Palmer's going to hook us up. I saw he just put those into the chat. And then as a little incentive and all that stuff, we're going to read them back later on, and we'll have big laughs about the whole damn thing. There you go. Like that. Bob
There we
had
go.
That's Bob's big laugh. He had it early. He's not allowed to have another one.
No, that's not that one. I have a whole different one.
Oh, I bet you got a bag of those.
Oh, yeah, I have a few.
All right. So outside of that, I think at this point we slide into the meanwhile-ish type area
Yep.
where it's like, hey, what's been going on in the world? We play this.
Meanwhile,
There you go.
Yep.
And Bob brings out the fucking Dave Mustaine harpsichord.
So,
Perfect.
real quick with the meanwhiles.
Yeah.
I completed the Oscar challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the check engine light was on last Sunday.
Right.
So I was able to finish that up.
For those
and-
of you who are keeping track at home, yeah.
I watched. I
There's
was able
that.
to see all 62 movies nominated for an Academy Award this year before the ceremony.
And we actually last night on the Mixler we came on special and did some Oscar talk nonsense. Well, you did
Yes.
the Oscar talk, and we performed nonsense around you
Yes.
yeah,
as much as we could.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
you
And that guest appearance was something.
yeah.
Yeah, Bob,
Something that the fans have to.
Da-
yes.
Dom was there, and Dom and Bill finally learned their limits.
Yeah, we learned the limits with some things, and yeah. By the end, it's the Ed show. It's just totally the Ed show. We're like, what?
Yeah. Oh no, this was
Like-
it was totally for my vanity.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Edskers.
But it was
Right, that's right. It was the Edskers.
The
it was the
Edskers.
Edskers.
With a
yes.
special guest appearance by a very special celebrity.
Oh.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And so if you
Yeah.
want to hear it, it's not going to be on the regular feed. We left it up on the Mixler feed. So if you look off to the side on your screen, I'm not sure where it is if you're listening on an app, but look for show reel for this show. And you'll see we have like 12 or 13 kind of things that we've left up there in the past. So this is up there.
Yes.
And so if you want to check it out, go to the Mixler account, mixlr.com/wicked-theory, and look for our show reel. And you'll find it there. Look for the Oscar special.
Yes.
The delayed Oscar special.
Yes.
Because we waited till the next Friday to get to it.
Yeah,
Fair
I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Right. Well,
Well,
that's
the events. That was something that actually had to be viewed and digested,
yes.
absorbed, and analyzed before it could be talked about.
Right, absolutely. Before
Yeah.
we could regurgitate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really. That. It needed
Yeah.
it out of respect. It needed that.
We needed time to gestate in the gut.
Yeah, and really quick, just like
Yeah.
today, right before I drove over to Bill's to
Ooh.
record, I saw the most recent episode of The Walking Dead.
Did you? You're all
I'm all caught up now.
Yozy caught up?
Yep. And Eugene is the man.
Eugene is the
If I-
man, and he's going to fix everything.
If I was an actor, Eugene is the guy I'd want to play.
I don't know if I... he's selling it. He's so good.
He's such a puss.
He-
Such a.
There's a lot of that, too. Don't get me wrong. It's layered. But it's layered.
He's so determined.
It shouldn't be layered because he's playing like a guy who comes off as a simpleton. Like,
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be that layered. But it's good. It's really good. I'm surprised about how much I enjoyed that. And I knew exactly which people who watched that were going to give me the eye roll as soon as I saw them or talked to them about the episode at work, because they're the kind of like, if someone's not killing something, then I'm not entertained. Like, you know, it's a whole episode about that one guy. Like,
It's like, no, it's a whole episode about that one guy.
yeah. And then like all the shit around him that goes on.
If people need to have explosions to be entertained,
Yeah.
and things like that, I
Yeah.
suggest they go out in the backyard and fry some ants with a magnifying glass,
You know, or just
and
get
let the rest of us enjoy what we want to enjoy.
right. And if you love him that much, go blow yourself up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
Not for
you know,
nothing.
break out some of the old videotapes from Stephen J. Cannell.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of explosions.
Yeah, and
Everybody surviving.
there was an explosion in this episode. It just happened to involve chemistry.
Yes, it was a science lesson. But it was good though.
Yeah.
It was he entertained ladies that he didn't really
Yeah.
give about shit about entertaining.
By the way, Palmer, Dom is not the guest that we were talking about.
Right. But,
So,
well, when it got phrased in the way that he's responding to, I caught it too.
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up making sure to point out the very special guest
yes.
that was on the episode, the Oscar episode.
Yes.
Not just Dom. But point being, since you brought up The Walking Dead,
Yes.
I just want to say that you don't read the comic though, right?
No, I don't.
All right, so 165 just came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one of these things where like the current storyline in there is like they're never gonna do this on the show. I mean, you know, who knows? There's a lot of shit in that book that like he's writing specifically because like his thing is that like,
Yeah.
you know, I can't let the show ever be accused of like me writing to the show's limitations or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. He's got to go all out, and then
And so far, everything that he thought that was going to be an issue when it came to getting adapted, they've kind of made happen, and it's worked. Like, you know, mostly being the fact that, you know, this one guy's got a pet tiger. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, you know
Well,
what
I think it's the kind of thing. AMC looks at the ratings and goes, "Yeah, you just keep doing it till it works,
Yeah,
till it doesn't work."
yeah,
And,
and then
now
we'll-
that it stopped working,
Well,
or
then we'll get involved.
yeah,
Then we'll pick it apart and ruin it.
yeah,
But yeah, so it's the book is heating up. Okay, so if you're not reading the book, like if you really dig that show and like, you know, you're always like, yeah, comic book is, you know, not for me or whatever. But like you like really dig that show, go read the comic book. Go pick up those books. Those books are worth kind of like just tracking down and finding because for what it is.
And make an effort to actually read them. You know, don't look at them and say, "Oh, this is a medium I don't understand," and throw it
Well, that's
away.
the thing. I feel
Yeah.
like it's one of the most accessible things. Like they don't do any, like, you know, fancy page layouts or this kind of thing where it's like it's got to be like a task to read it. Like it's all they keep it clean. It's simple. It's not flashy.
Yeah,
It's,
And
some people are just they get so used to reading typewriter style, right across a page, back down.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
That it's, you know,
Yeah.
it hit panel to panel becomes an issue.
well, that's what it is. Sometimes the illustrators want to you know get real crafty and you know intricate with stuff, and it's not always accessible to some people. Like I don't even know where to look first. Like what's going on here? Meanwhile, if it's like look, it's comic strips in a Sunday paper.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know
If
what I
you need to put big giant arrows that are an oddball color for the rest of the page in each,
mean? right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
then don't bother.
Yeah.
and Kirkman's style, and I've read some of his stuff like Thief of Thieves and
Right.
what was
I read Invincible for a long run.
what was the Pope one that he did?
a Battle Pope?
Battle Pope.
That's the one that broke him into
Yeah.
the business, though.
But he's so brisk. Like it's a really quick read.
It's a quick read,
And
and,
you
you can
can-
tell he writes lean, probably.
Yeah.
You know, minimalist. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
like you can read one of those trades in about an hour or so.
Well,
yeah.
Walking Dead's got its moments where it's like it gets chatty a little bit, but that's like you kind of need that because it's like
Yeah.
that's how it would go down. Like people not on TV where it's like we just gotta do it because we gotta because it's like we don't have time to have the whole long debate.
Yeah.
and us explain points to each other. So sometimes they have like a meeting, like you know, and it's like okay, wow, yeah, wow, what do you like? Rick can't pick between because 7 people have valid points. Fuck, what do we do?
Yeah.
Like you know.
Right.
Exactly. So, Bill, what did you watch this weekend? This week.
I finished Fargo.
You finished Fargo? Oh, the whole thing?
No, just season 1.
Oh, okay.
Just got right through it, you know, and you know, just finished up a task at hand.
You want to tell people your theory
What was my theory? Did I have a theory?
that concerns me and Fargo?
Well, yeah, me and Dom worked that out. I think we kind of mentioned it a little bit, but it came up last night too. But just that, yeah, you know, you're either from Bemidji. Bemidji, is that how you say it?
Bemidji.
Because I could never, like, it would never lock in when they said the name of the town, and
Yeah.
anytime I saw the sign, it made it worse. Because I'm like, that's got too many eyes, and it's not working. But yeah, there's one particular character where we're like, oh, that's the Ed O'Hare attempt at non-regional. You know what I mean? I'm just not from New York City type accent. But yeah, so people have that to look forward to. If you haven't seen Fargo, here's a reason.
Yes.
There you go. Me and Dom kind of picked up on it in episode 1.
And that's the least reason you should see that
And that's
show.
the least reason.
Yes, because
Yeah.
there's so much more.
It gets good. It gets better. And I hear season 2 is even better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it's a mix. It's a people go back and forth on it. You
Yeah.
know, which one's really better or not. But a lot of people say,
Second one has Nick Offerman, and you know what?
yeah,
That's always a reason to show
there
up.
are even more familiar faces in season 2
Yeah.
that I do know, and the ones that pop up in season 1
Mm-hmm.
that you're not expecting to see.
Yeah. Oh, Key and Peele.
Yeah, well, or you know, you could just name them, but I so set that up not for you not to say it. But whatever.
I know.
You
I know. But
I know that you know, but I feel like whatever. I have to say.
But what's great is when you have traditionally comedic actors
Yeah.
in very serious roles.
Right.
I think there's something really cool about that.
Well, the hardest part is to separate it still because they're
Yeah.
still kind of playing quirky.
Yeah, well, that's Coen Brothers for you.
Well, that's the thing too. That's
yeah,
why they
and-
picked these two.
Yeah,
you
and that's
know.
why Noah Hawley, who created that show,
Right.
really goes for that Coen Brothers feel and gets that vibe throughout.
But yeah, so I finished that up, and yeah, and since you mentioned Walking Dead, that was my other thing was to mention Walking Dead, and that's you know what I'm gonna do here.
What's up?
No, hold on. There you go. Oof,
Yeah.
that was coming off the
Mm-hmm.
that background. Oh, the helm is gone now.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other mic that's facing the Bob's amp.
Mhm.
All right, so I couldn't figure where that was coming from, and I thought it was in my head.
Oh,
And it
I've
was
known that all show.
and it was distracting the hell out of me. Oofta. Okay, very good. But all right, so
Fargo season 1 was
Fargo
really
season
great.
1 was good. Walking
Mhm.
Dead, and people want to hear the Oscar episode. It's up on
Mhm.
Mixer Show Reel,
Yep.
and then from here we're gonna, we got a couple of news items.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is that this morning I didn't think we had any news items,
Nope.
and then now we got like a few, quite a
Yeah.
few. It's news time. News time.
All right. So
That gets nothing from you. That
News
didn't-
time, yeah.
Okay. You
Re-
don't care.
really
You don't-
quick,
you don't fucking care.
there was
You
some.
don't care about the show. I'm just gonna say that now.
We worked hard on that.
I mean, hours.
trying to jump into it.
I know.
We're trying to mess you up.
Yeah, you're trying to jump in right straight cold.
So this is filed in the doc under Quick Bits.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there was talk last week that the original theatrical version of the first Star Wars trilogy was going to be released on Blu-ray.
No.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Not anytime soon. No, because there's a long process to go through to get to it.
Right. Is this because maybe it's the mic? I don't know. Anyway, go on.
And yeah, it's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a
It's gonna be a
while.
while. That's really all the sad news we have about that.
Oh.
And one quick, I mean, celebrity deaths. This happens all the time, but this is one in particular that I think has a lot of significance. Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
This is the
passed
last
away.
time we spoke. Yeah, Bill Paxton passed away.
Incredible actor.
Mhm.
He died the Oscar Sunday. Passed away due to complications from surgery.
Right.
He was. People know him from Weird Science, Aliens, Apollo 13. I believe he's the only person in history to have been killed on screen by a Terminator, an alien, and a Predator.
Supposedly, yeah. That's what they keep saying.
Yeah, and he can be seen currently in CBS in the TV show Training Day. I don't know how that
How that's
series
gonna
is going to
fare
handle
out?
that.
Yeah, I mean,
And this was like complications from surgery, right?
Yes, yeah, he was having surgery and
So he
something
also
went on.
died from a virus or a bug.
Mm.
well, that's why he kind of went in there to begin
No.
with. Was
Well, I just thought we should put that in the list of the 3 other ways he just died.
you said it so close to the other thing. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, I couldn't jump in at that moment.
Right.
It had a flow going.
Right.
But so yeah, and I know we put this in because Bill has an audio montage prepared of all of Bill Paxton's greatest
Oh
movie moments.
yeah. Actually,
You
yeah, I
wanna
do. All right,
you
hold
wanna
on.
play that now?
Yeah. That's it. That's all we got. Would you think I was not going to play something right there?
You don't remember any of Chet's lines?
No. I wish. Right now, I wish. Because I see that movie so much when I was a kid. The fact that Chet, just the word Chet was trending, and I was like, what is that? Like, how is just one name? You know?
Last call for drinks. Bar's closing down.
That's it. That's all I got. That's the sad stuff. That's the only sad stuff I have on the board right now.
All right. Well, so rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton, man.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on.
To television.
To telly.
So the first 2 episodes of the Inhumans TV show is going to be released in IMAX. They have announced the cast of it.
So you skim over that real quick, but so September 1st.
September 1st.
September 1st for the IMAX, and then a little bit after Labor Day, or I don't know if exactly. They haven't announced when it's going to air onto TV or how that's going to play. But September 1st is the release date for the IMAX theaters. And so now they've announced a whole bunch of casts since we last met.
Yes.
And looks like they're trying pretty hard to line it up a little bit.
The only person I recognize is Anson Mount as Black Bolt, who's the star of Hell on Wheels.
All right, so right. He was formerly of that. And then they also have...
you have Serinda Swan as Medusa, Ken Leung as Karnak.
Now, Ken Leung, it was on Lost in the later seasons. I forget his character name, but he was the dude who came to the island late.
Okay.
And he picked up spirits and stuff. And you know, a little bit, I have a little connection myself with him, where he was in an episode of Bar Karma.
Wow, 6 Degrees of Separation featuring Bill Sweeney.
It was actually one of the episodes where I'm pretty sure I have a credit on the story submission or whatever the hell they do in the end credits for that. I'm just saying.
So that's why you put this in the doc.
No.
Would that be the episode where the guy has to...
At one point, this was the only news we had.
No, never mind. No, I can't remember enough of it.
Fair enough. But he was the Asian dude who came to the island late in the series. There's only like 2 or 3 Asian people. But he
I'm
was
trying to remember the episode of Bar Karma he was in.
Oh, he was like this burglar dude who ended up there. And that's about it, because it was a half-hour show.
Right.
So that's so that's going on.
All right, so that's going on. So they cast a whole bunch of people.
All
so
right.
I expect more of that soon.
So.
Yeah. All right, Ed. Let's are we gonna get this Star Trek Discovery show anytime soon?
Well, now they're saying September.
But still, I feel like that's probably that might shift.
Yeah, it was originally going to be January.
Yeah.
Then it got moved to May. Then it was when it's ready,
which is probably the safest way to be about it. Yeah.
So now they're saying September.
Now they're saying September. All right. That's all we got for that, though. Really, right?
Yeah.
All right. So on to some little bit of comics news. Underwater Welder is a comic book that he's not a superhero. That would be pretty lame. Underwater Welder, man.
Yeah, no, it's a graphic novel by Jeff Lemire.
Yeah.
Canadian, but one of the better ones.
Hey, look, but he's a comic book guy, so that brings him up a couple points, all right?
Incredible writer, stuff like Sweet Tooth.
Right. And he's an artist in his own right, so he's got this very loose kind of style that takes a little bit of getting used to for me. Like I'm reading the thing he was just doing with Scott Snyder.
AD After Death?
AD After Death, and now he's got this other book running right now that just started. I have issue 1 of it, and I'm not like necessarily looking forward to reading it because as much as he's a good writer, he can be a little tedious.
Yeah.
So Underwater Welder is a book that came out a few years ago, and he's lauded for it a little bit, and it got options, and we'll see what happens with it. The only bad news, Ryan Gosling. So there you go.
You know what?
I'm just saying. Hey,
I think that's good news.
Hollywood loves him. He'll get shit done. I'm not saying, hey, that probably means it'll happen. I'm just saying, not my cup of tea.
No?
I like Earl Grey.
You like Ides of March?
But
The Ides of March.
I don't know. Is that a movie?
Yes, it's a movie he did with George Clooney.
Yeah, see, that's probably why. Yeah, I don't like that because I haven't seen it. Clooney, not bad.
You don't like The Place Beyond the Pines?
That was all right.
You know, like Drive?
Drive was all right. They were both good. They both. Let's not get into it here.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know how that goes with those movies.
Yeah,
You know, they're trying for a certain kind of thing, and it's like,
Mhm.
does it land, does it not?
To me, he reminds me a lot of Clint Eastwood in that he doesn't speak real well, but he stares very
Sure, yeah. He's
real
got
good.
that. He's got that good. He's got a good,
Mhm.
like, deceiving snarl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he gonna bite me? Probably not, because he's a pussy. But anyway, all right. So there's that. Also, a little bit of movie talk.
Yeah. So re-release.
Yeah, if in case you were wondering,
Terminator 2 is coming back to theaters in 3D.
because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because why not, Ed?
Yeah.
No, Ed, why not?
Why not?
Oh, so I'm asking you. Why not? Give me one good reason to not do it.
You know what?
Even if you're making it up, give me one good reason to not do it.
Because it
I
could
think
potentially make a good movie suck.
because I think we need to let this one lie a little bit. I think we do. I mean, it's a re-release, so that would be. You know what? I would actually love to see them release the Terminator 2 3D attraction from Universal Studios.
You just want the video that
Yeah,
came
I
along
just-
with it.
yes.
You don't need the ride and all that shit.
Yeah.
You just want to see. Let's just see that up on a screen.
Because that was great footage.
Was
it was
it?
great 3D. Yes, because it was directed by Cameron. You had
Sure.
Schwarzenegger and Furlong.
It was as good as it was going to get.
You had all the T2 cast in there.
That's not something you saw in life, did you?
Yeah, I went to Universal
Oh, okay,
Studios as a
okay.
kid.
I mean, I can
and-
tell from where you're
Yeah.
physically coming.
Yeah,
about
and you
it
could
that
actually find it on YouTube at
Oh
certain
yeah,
places.
yeah. It's a little
but,
rough. It's a little rough.
Yeah.
It's a little rough. It's not Captain EO,
But you know what? It's the best continuation of that story.
Oh yeah. It's the only other official.
Like
you know.
anytime you watch a Terminator sequel, like
Right.
anything from T3 afterwards,
Yeah.
and just like, oh come on, go watch that YouTube video and go like, you know what? There was something here.
There
Like,
was a
there's
lost chapter here.
There's a reason they keep trying this.
There's a reason. There's a reason. So yeah, and you know what the reason is behind this? Because Cameron's
Money.
he's gonna reinvigorate the franchise soon by making another sequel to it or whatever, or produce it. So this is a way to kind of keep it in the conversation, bring it back, maybe get some new people to see it who haven't bothered to see it yet.
Cameron's Revenge.
I think it's going to be released in China for the first time.
Well,
that's gonna be
that's probably gonna be big for him.
a big part of this.
Yeah, that's 1.5 billion people.
Yeah.
That alone is a reason to fund it, to fund the operation.
Yeah, and it's swinging into theaters in the U.S. August 25th.
Yeah,
He
was right. He is back. He is coming back.
So next up, anyone looking forward to the Bumblebee spin-off movie? You know, the Transformer?
Not particularly.
No.
I don't think. See, here's the thing. Like, I feel like every franchise has got a group of characters. They always go, okay, what's the first one we're going to break out into his own thing? And I don't know that Transformers is that thing. Because Bumblebee, yeah, I get it. He's the coolest car, and he's the second most interesting character and or used character in it.
Right.
But I feel like that's the extent of it.
He's also a non-speaking character.
Because here's the thing. It's not like those characters have depth to their origin stories outside of the group.
Yeah, but we got to expand this
He's
world
not
somehow, Bill.
Wolverine. Like, he's not Gambit. He's not, like, what's the solo journey he's going to go on?
You know what? We took Robert Kirkman, Akiva Goldsman, and like 6 other big-name action writers and put them in a room, and this is one of the first things they came up with. So,
well, unless they were drunk, I'm still not sure I care. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think that they were drunk as much as they're getting paid.
Is that really the list of people on this project?
Yeah, they formed
Kirkman too?
they formed a special committee, a writers' room.
Oh,
For
it's
the
a
Transformers.
committee.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the
Anything
Marvel
ever been
writers'
done by
room.
committee has been really good.
For the
First half of the Marvel universe, cinematic universe was. That's how they. That's what everybody was amping, or aping, I should say, by doing that. All the studios,
Well,
they all
this-
started
yeah.
to try and do that.
Yeah,
that's how Star Wars is kind of like keeping all its continuity straight, is by doing a thing like that. But it's Transformers,
Yeah, but one thing that does excite me, they've selected Travis Knight, who directed Kubo and the Two Strings, which was my favorite animated movie from last year.
Yeah,
So,
okay. I think it might be a little bit more.
You know.
How's he with real people though? Here comes Captain Critical. Excuse me. How is he with real people though?
This is the thing. There have been a couple directors now getting hired off of animated movies. Most recent, I mean, Brad Bird is a good example. He did The Incredibles, and then he did Mission Impossible 4 was great. Tomorrowland, not so much.
Okay.
But you got Phil Lord and Lord and Miller, who did the Lego movie.
Okay.
They're directing the Han Solo movie.
Sure.
And Chris McKay, who did Lego Batman, is now doing Nightwing. So
all right.
It's a trend.
All right.
It's a trend. So we'll see how it works out.
Well, here's the thing about Hollywood that I've heard said about Hollywood is like, you want to star? That's the challenge. You want to direct? They'll let anybody fucking direct. All you got to do is convince them you got the vision and make them see it in their head, and we're good to go. So, what's next, man?
That almost sounds like a segue into pitch versus pitch.
I gotta read this article, so you may want to. Yeah. So basically, there was some major plot hole in Die Hard that's been explained.
So you read ahead a little bit. I'll set it up. So this Angel Palmer brought this one to me, and I didn't really realize this was even a plot hole necessarily. I think it's one of those things where like either you catch on reviewings or whatnot. So in the scene of Die Hard, when McClane first runs into Hans Gruber, and Hans Gruber is pretending to be American, Hans Gruber ends up giving him a cigarette. And in that moment, you'll see that, what people noticed was that John McClane from the jump seemed to get a vibe that this guy wasn't American early on. And I never caught that vibe. I thought John didn't realize it till later on when Gruber completely trips himself up. But supposedly when Gruber hands him the cigarette, John notices his watch. And you can see him look at the watch and then look up at him. So there is some kind of sign of recognition, but I think for the most part, we all kind of glazed over it. And now I'm wondering is if that other part where Gruber makes it explicit, like explicitly trips himself up and reveals himself, if they put that in because in case it wasn't clear enough from this.
It's possible.
If you read the article, supposedly there was a scene that used to be in there where John McClane caught all of them synchronizing their watches, or there's this aspect where they all have the same watch. They all synchronize their watch for the to do the job. Hans and his
right.
his
Yeah,
guys.
they all have. I remember that they all have the same exact model watch.
Right. So, but what they cut out was the fact that John McClane, when he was taking these guys out, noticed them all having the same watches.
Yeah.
And then when he sees Gruber, that's when he puts it together. When he sees Gruber's watch, but they cut out the whole part of them of John seeing them see it, or at the very least of John noticing it later on or something. Yeah. So I didn't realize there was any real plot hole there. You know what I mean? Or any other major plot holes?
Oh yeah, and they said it was cut because in that when that scene there's no ambulance in the back of the truck because that was an idea they came with later, but that they would escape in an ambulance.
Oh, okay. So there was no. So they didn't have to.
So rather than having to reshoot it, they figured we'll just cut it.
Fair enough. So there you go. Secrets revealed about Die Hard. Who knew? Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? Conspiracies.
Yep.
Conspiracy. So at this stage of the episode, because that's where we are in the document,
let's check out that chat room game. You
know what? I don't have anything to say to the chat room game, but this right here. I guess we'll use that.
So the hashtag was vegetarian movies, and some suggestions we had are The Walking Heads of Cabbage, Harry Potato and the Order of the Pasta.
Of course.
It came from the vegetable crisper. Fantasy Island dressing, Hail Caesar dressing, Lord of the Onion Rings, Evil Bread, Avocado of Darkness. I think it could have been two different ones, actually. And Transformers, Age of Gazpacho.
What was the... I gotta look back over that list. Who had... John
Celery Dogs.
Yes, John Zombie, John Thompson for Fantasy Island dressing. So you win a no prize, my friend.
Jason Uncle Jay saying celery dogs.
Hey, Uncle Jay, how you doing?
Hey.
Well, wow. Okay, Jay's just throwing stuff out here, man. Evidently, the ShamWow guy directed a fucking movie. Did you hear this?
No, I did not. Is it amazing?
That guy's fucking freaky. You seen interviews with that guy?
I don't think I have to.
He's off his rocker.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression I get.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah, crazy. All right, so that was.
Sorry, people. I had to run go get coffee. I have to live. Okay?
That was the chat game. Next up, here's the real moment that everyone's
drinking from an oversized Deadpool mug.
Oh yeah, what does it say on it?
This time it's personal. This time it's for tacos.
Here we go. So next up, we have the moment we've all been waiting for.
Should say this time it's for coffee, but tacos is his fucking shtick, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they go together so well.
Well, they should put that on food types things, and he should have something else to say about beverages. He should have a beverage that's his shtick as well. It should be like tacos and tequiza.
I'll send that to Brian Posehn immediately.
Why? You should send it. Right to Brevoort.
I don't think Posehn's writing him anymore. I think
you send it to Tom Brevoort's Tumblr page.
Okay.
And he'll answer it within like 3 days.
Sure.
Anyway, for those in the know.
Yeah. Next up.
Yeah.
It's the real moment everyone's been waiting for.
This is the real moment?
Yes.
Is this the real thing?
Mm-hmm.
To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
Welcome to the DCTV report for the week ending March 4th, 2017. I'm Ed O'Hare, nicknamed TBD. I'm joined this week by Bill Sweeney and Brother Bob.
Hi.
And we're going to jump right in real quick. I know some people were expecting an episode of Powerless this week, and it was not there on Thursday. However, this does not mean the show was canceled. They moved it because they had to move the voice from the previous day because of President Trump's speech.
Oh.
So, we will be getting a Powerless episode next week.
So broken up about that.
All right, so here we go. Starting on Monday. Supergirl. Kara and friends were finally able to rescue her adoptive father, Jeremiah, from Cadmus.
Oh.
Everyone was happy to have him back except Mon-El, who pissed everyone off by pointing out Papa Danvers might not be trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out he was right. Jeremiah was part cyborg and stole the DEO's alien registry.
Of course.
So he was like part cyborg the whole time?
Yeah.
This is, okay.
Mm-hmm. He got back to Cadmus by distracting Kara with a busted railroad and playing on Alex's sympathies. Wynn's relationship with Lyra is going well enough for him to feel comfortable giving Mon-El dating advice. Mon-El made up with Kara and hugged out on the couch.
Mon-El's going to give her mono. He's not careful.
Last minute reveal, Jeremiah and Cadmus are building some kind of vessel.
Is that like some kind of monster?
Or a jar.
Just
it's in the underground lair and it looks like some kind of alien ship thingy.
It's large?
Yes, very big. So we'll see.
Okay. What's next, buddy?
Tuesday, The Flash. HR's Friends Day party was interrupted by an attack from Gypsy.
Oh.
Friends Day is his Earth's version of Valentine's Day.
Right.
Turns out she was under Grodd's control, and he used her to bring his army to Earth-1.
Well, it's what you do.
Barry wrestled over whether he had to kill Grodd. Cisco was able to convince Gypsy to bring back Solivar, who threw Grodd off the roof and regained control of the guerrilla army. Grodd was handed over to Argus, and all was well. Gypsy gave Cisco a goodbye kiss. Jessie told her dad she wants to move in with Wally, and after lying to Wally about being near death, Earth-2L's was okay with it. Last minute reveal, Wally went on a Big Belly Burger run and caught a glimpse of Savitar.
So stupid. All right, on to the next thing.
What? No comments? Okay.
What about this Gorilla City stuff?
Yeah. It was great.
It was really good. You know what? You know what's good about it? That it ended? No. That's
That Barry didn't have to kill anybody?
Yeah. That just Barry didn't have to compromise anything in life. He could just, no challenges, no.
Oh, it's building, man. Tension's mounting.
Somebody better fucking die on that show. And I don't even know if that's going to be a good thing because everyone's going to cry about it for fucking 18 years, which I get. It's sorrowful, but still.
Well, we'll see. On to Wednesday. Arrow.
Wednesday.
5 years ago, Anatoly was facing execution by the Bratva, but Ali saved the day by stealing a laptop and proving Gregor was getting extra payments from Kovar.
There'll be no extras for you.
In the present, Ali had to fend off attacks from an impeachment hearing and assassination attempts by Vigilante.
Attacks, T-A-X?
Yes.
Or A-T-T-A-C-K-S?
Yes, the second one. Ali escaped impeachment by disavowing Green Arrow. And Mr. Terrific defeated Vigilante with his souped-up balls. I mean,
what?
T-spheres.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Testicle spheres.
Yeah. T-spheres.
That's what the T's stand for.
Yeah,
Testicular.
Terrific.
Oh. Well, it's terrifically testicular. That's what I say.
Terrific later had a date with his estranged husband, Paul, that turned out to be divorce papers.
Oh, he's gay?
Yes.
I knew that.
Mm-hmm. Felicity was able to clear Susan's name and get her job back. Thea realized she's too ruthless for politics and resigned from Ollie's office. Diggle made Felicity feel guilty about all the hacking she's been doing, so Felicity decided to join Helix full-time.
Hashtag Diggle's a dick.
By the way, Adrian Chase is Prometheus.
Oh, by the way, that was kind of a switcheroo. Did they get you with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well,
that
you knew
was,
something funky was going on. I thought he was going to be Vigilante. And
they
then...
kind of did do that, though.
Yeah.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Yeah.
now it's a question of who is Vigilante now, right?
Yes.
So what's the last minute reveal?
Last minute reveal, Adrian offered Susan an exclusive. She tried denying it, but something's going on.
Exclusive. All right, then on to...
That's it. That is the DC TV report for this week.
On to the end.
We had 3 shows.
Oh, man.
I wanted to do Powerless, but...
They just wouldn't let you.
No.
Oh.
And you were powerless to stop.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then that's going to wrap up the DC TV report. Ed, thanks for doing it. Thanks for
Sure.
bringing it out every week. Some people supposedly like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but, I mean, mention that in your emails, folks.
There's no account for taste.
You know,
Someone did last week.
yeah. You know, and,
People depend on this, man.
I don't,
We're doing a service.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a survey. See if that's true. All right, so with that, you know, we can do a little thing. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, too soon.
No, too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon. There's one other thing you got to do, Bill.
People insane? I'm the director. I make the casting decisions around here.
Well, I thought this was a group effort.
No.
No!
999.
One of these days, I'm going to switch it out for you. Never going to happen. No.
No.
All right, so pitch versus pitch. That's where every week when we're playing it, one of us gives out a title, a random title,
Yep.
of a movie never made, and tells the other guys, yo, pitch me this movie next week. The other guys go away for that week, come back, and they pitch it to them, that person who gave it out. And then we all have a big old bunch of laughs or some shit.
Okay.
Is that...
Yeah, that's about
that's satisfactory description?
Yeah. So the title that Bill chose last week
Correct.
was The Early Bird.
The Early Bird.
Now, which would you like me to go first or Bob to go first?
Ed, last week you fucking crushed it. So let's go with Bob this week and just see how
All
it
right.
goes.
Sounds good.
So to see how it goes. Bob, any accompanying
All right,
music?
so the early bird, right?
The Early Bird.
The Early Bird.
I want you guys to think John Woo on steroids.
Oh boy. Okay.
All
All right. I'm there.
So, Professional Guild of the Professionals,
Okay.
okay, gets its biggest contract ever
Okay.
worldwide.
Sure.
So just every professional is looking to be in on this.
Okay.
But first, they got to get rid of each other.
Okay. All right.
All right. So it ends up being a worldwide free-for-all with all these guys actually killing each other to get to the contract.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
Right. In order to get the contract, you got to be the only guy.
You got to be you got to be the guy to get there. You know what I mean?
You got to be the best of the best, and the only way to do that in this world is to be
It's
the last.
to survive. Be the last man
Kill
standing.
all the other. Yeah, gotcha.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
This is a cyclical kind of thing. I like it.
All right. So, worldwide, all these guys are killing each other. Right. We come in on a group of 6. We follow them in groups of 2. Two in particular are best friends. One of the best friends is at odds with someone else in the group. But as a group, they're all like professional friends.
Okay.
You know, but
Okay.
there's always that one guy in the group, you know, that you kind of like the least.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So
There's always someone on the
so
bottom.
there's that guy, and then there's the 2 best friends, and then there's 3 other guys, basically. Right.
Gotcha.
So we follow basically the 2 best friends decide to back each other up as they, so everybody's trying to get to this guy, the
Okay.
contract, right?
Okay.
We don't know the contract is. We just know the money. It's $1 billion contract.
All right.
All right. So we're watching them end up killing each other to get to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, we come down to the two best friends and the one guy.
Okay.
All right. The one guy ends up killing one of the best friends, and then it's just down to the two of them.
All right, fair enough.
All right. So they decide, you know what? We're not gonna like kill each other. It's $1 billion. Let's just split the contract.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Well, one of them decides he's gonna sit in the bedroom closet in the hotel and wait for the other guy who knows he's gonna come in and try and kill him in the middle of the night.
Gotcha. A little double cross at the end.
Double cross at the end.
Yeah.
So, but he comes out, kills the guy who's trying to kill him in the bed.
Gotcha.
Right. So now he goes to try and get paid.
Okay.
Right. Ends up can't get paid. Person, something's going on. So he finds out who it is and goes to confront them. It's the bimbo for the billionaire. One of these billionaire guys he's got all this $150 billion.
He's the guy kind of like running it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's multiple billions of dollars.
Gotcha.
Right. So this $1 billion contract. She wants the money.
Mm-hmm.
She wants her boyfriend's money. Well, she's been having an affair with a guy on the side. We find out happens to be one of the 6 guys in the circle of friends.
Okay.
Right. Well, he's dead.
Right. Yeah.
So now she's got to come up with the money. So she comes up with the money and the transfer and everything. Then
all right.
He ends up decides she's like, hey, you and me, what do you say? He kills her and goes off in the sunset with his money.
Okay.
But the idea is basically to work this out so that it's all these professionals instead of just cannon fodder and like in a John Wick movie.
Right, John Wick. Yeah.
Right. These guys are all professionals, so it becomes an insane high-level challenge, and still is all this bloodshed going on.
Instead of it
all these locations, you go to all these different locations as they trek across the world, try to track this guy.
Right.
The contract, and they meet each other. All these other contract killers on the way, and they have to deal with them, and then they have to keep going. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm thinking Jason Statham.
Sure.
I'm thinking Keanu Reeves.
Okay, sure.
And I hadn't figured out who for the third one. Only because I keep coming to Tom Cruise, and I don't like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I don't want him near any movie I'm involved in.
And I feel like it would become a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Like just because it's Tom Cruise and he'd make it something else.
Right.
Like Statham or Keanu, they would leave it alone probably and just follow that out.
Right.
No, that's pretty cool. I'm digging it. I like the idea of taking the whole world of John Wick and just turning it on itself. Like whereas
it was
those
kind
movies
of it's kind of that was a heavy influence for the
sure.
idea.
Oh yeah, you can't miss it. You can't miss it.
So
because it's fresh for all
I
of
just
us.
figured just take it and just like amp it up even more.
But it's like a spin on that. It's like instead of everybody chasing one guy, what if they were all trying to take each other?
They're
out?
all trying to chase this one guy, but they're all having to chase each other at the same time.
Right.
Because it becomes a matter of kill or be killed.
Right.
So it's not just them running around and then all these other guys come out of the woodwork and they're killing each other. It's like these guys are coming out of the woodwork and it's like, oh crap, these are more professionals.
Right.
And it becomes more of a challenge.
Yeah.
So
you get these scenes where it's like just shootouts.
Right.
As opposed to like.
Right. As opposed to
him just charging forward.
Right.
It turns into spectacles.
You probably can work some of that in there too, but it's going to be less likely to happen for professionals, but there's going to be more intensity.
Yeah, that's what I mean. More standoffs and shit.
There's still opportunities for the close quarters stuff and all that.
Creative shit.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
So.
All right. Very cool. Ed, how are you?
Well,
are you ready for your pitch, sir?
We may have an issue here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was also thinking Sylvester Stallone as like the elder statesman in the professional guild.
Okay, there you go. Very cool. I like that.
Right.
Stallone.
Maybe a little inside joke that can't
Is
really
there,
understand him.
Any director in particular, or?
I'm thinking I can't pronounce his name. Leach, the guy who was doing Deadpool 2. He did John Wick.
Okay, sure.
So just keep it because you can give him $50 million. He's going to make a movie that's going to make it 300.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's exactly what I'm thinking.
All right, there's Bob's early bird.
All right. Well, this is interesting because
and that's that last night is the early bird.
Okay, there you go.
Where the guy's in the closet. That's the reference to the early bird.
There you go.
Now this is interesting because Bob and I have very similar approaches.
Oh, all right. I'll try to wipe the slate clean.
We're
mentally.
both into the same genre.
All right, fair enough. All right.
Okay, so the early bird, basic log line, an international assassin is able to gather bounties all over the world by getting to his targets before his competitors, hence early bird.
Okay.
And he uses a lazy old man routine that works every time.
All right. Is there more? Continue.
Yes, and the main story is that he falls in love with one of his targets at first sight and decides to try to save her life.
Right.
By, even though he's gotten to her first, he's got to save her from the other assassins.
Now he's got to protect
and
her.
Get her to fall for him.
At the same time.
So
it's that whole 1980s thing where, like, trying to convince the girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually starting to feel like, in my head, very 80s.
It was that whole thing is so like 80s,
Oh,
90s.
by the way, people are trying to kill you. And I was one of them
right.
until like 10 minutes ago.
The awkward explanation, like me and my friends had a bet movie.
Yeah.
Like, right.
Yeah.
But I couldn't make you hot. You know what I mean? Anyway, go on.
So the old man assassin is played by Dustin Hoffman.
Okay.
His target, who he falls in love with, is Anne Margaret.
And
from Grumpy Old Men, Bye Bye Birdie.
Name something else.
Half the Elvis movies.
Oh, she's like in his age range?
Yes.
Oh. Hollywood's never going to make it. Hollywood's never going to make it, Ed.
She was a really great actress who deserves more work.
It has to be Dakota Fanning he's in love with. Don't you know how Hollywood does these things? She has to be completely out of his age range. But go on.
Well, the other thing that we're going to learn from this is that international assassins are not what you think they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some different, So the client who hires them is that plays Anne Margaret's son.
Okay.
Is Chris Pine.
Okay.
And the other assassins who Hoffman has to fend off are Danny McBride.
Okay.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Okay.
And John Voight. So we got a little bit of a Midnight Cowboy reunion going on here.
Well, yeah, there's that. Because how could you not have just a tiny bit of retro stunt casting for those who get it?
And it's directed by Paul Feig.
Oh, all right. Paul Feig. Interesting. Very interesting. Tough.
There's kind of a meta thing going on with this.
It's very tough here. Oof. 2 slices. I feel like it's almost 2 slices of the same cake.
So you've got a straight up.
You got a straight up modern action flick that's guaranteed to make money.
And then you've got the quirky assassin comedy.
Oof.
With the throwback feel.
Yes.
Yeah, with the throwback feel and a mixed cast that like
personally speaking, I think yours gets made if it goes to the Wayans brothers.
I feel like I do feel like his gets made quicker and easier if maybe I feel like the whole thing with Dustin Hoffman, like I don't know how much edge comes behind this one, but I feel like if you told me this was a Quentin Tarantino thing, at the end I would have been like, "Yep, got it." Like, you know what I mean? Like, or just that I see it. Like, you know what I mean? I see it. I think I'm, as much as like I felt John Wick all over Bob's thing, for that when I like Bob's better. I'm sorry, Ed. I gotta give it to Bob on this one. Only in that, like, I just found that as much as it was like, oh, it's like John Wick, and then I was like, oh, but it's everybody turns on each other kind of thing. I'm like, all right, okay, that's a spin. That's like John Wick 4, like you know what I mean, like when that last thing. They're gonna do whatever they do for 3. They already got that planned.
It's like John Wick.
It's probably not. I mean, we know it's already. It's not that because they set it up.
It's like John Wick meets Smoking Aces.
Yeah. Right. It's like when the whole thing implodes, basically, the whole operation.
Pretty much.
That's how it all comes down. Yeah. Like, and then in the very end, it's like, you realize it was John Wick. He planned that whole thing all along. Like, you know what I mean? I was the client. And that's it. All right. So this week it goes to Brother Bob. And I think what we're going to do.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to play the outro?
Oh, yeah, the outro. Yeah.
You're wasting your life making shit! Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
Thanks.
And then she storms off, but the audio on it doesn't sound like she's storming off. Like, I would have to every week, like, and there she goes. Like, so, with that, folks, we're gonna skip out maybe for a week or so on the PvP. We like to rotate in and out. We don't want to get too tired or worn out. And then, so next week we'll bring in some other funky little bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like funky little bits, Ed?
The funky man.
Do you like a funky bit like this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you like that segue?
Email.
Yeah.
That I used the word funky, and then I did a funky thing.
Yeah.
With some funky music.
Yeah, it was nice.
Do you think it was?
Play that
it was
funky
nice?
music.
That's not really what I'm asking you if it was nice. I'm asking you, did you think it was funky?
Yeah. You know what's really funky?
What was that?
Listen to you read emails.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is in a different kind of funky. Yeah, that's funky. Like,
Who's Brizo? Because he's here.
Brizo?
Because he's making his presence known.
It's fucking Brian.
Oh, okay.
It's Brian. You know, Brian.
Oh, that Brian.
No, not Brian from my job. If that's who you thought. You don't know who Brizo is? It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
He's been here before. I know that.
Yeah. He's from fucking Scotland. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that Brian Hughes.
Yes, the old Brian Hughes. I just felt like making you sweat a little bit. All right, so this week in the old mailbag box, because while I have one, we can have both.
Exactly.
So we put the bag in the box. We got one from Stephanie Amuno.
Hey, Sammy, how you doing?
Co-host of the Gotham Lights podcast, your one and only source for Gotham recaps.
Sammy.
Totally worth it. Probably more worth it than the show Gotham. But that's a whole different. That's an opinion. It's just me.
Hey.
Give it the 3-episode challenge.
It has merits.
What, Gotham?
Well,
Gotham Lights is swimming in merits.
Yes.
All right? They get all the merits. Like some kids in school, they got demerits. These kids got extra merits. They were like, yo, I took a merit from him. I'm going to give it over to you. Because where do they go? When you take the demerits away, when you demerit somebody, I mean, it doesn't just go away. You got to put it in a drawer or a lockbox.
Yeah,
Or
you
you
got
get another kid.
you got to put the merits somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, where I come from, you get 3 demerits, you get detention.
There you go. So what if you get 3 regular merits? You know what I mean? You just get, what do you get for that? Fucking lollipop?
Those are 3 get out of jail free cards, I think.
There you go. Maybe get a day off from school. At the very least. They should have like a stand.
I mean, if you got lollipops, that means Sammy would be swimming in suckers.
They probably got like a little stand somewhere in most schools where you can trade them in for things like erasers or candies.
God damn it, I was proud of that.
You want to give it again? Because I missed it. I was so worried about my line that I didn't hear your line at all.
Sorry.
And my line probably sucked.
No, because I said it. I said if merits, if you said you get lollipops,
right,
if you get 3 merits, I said if that were true, then Sammy would be swimming in suckers.
Oh well, Palmer, you better straighten him out. All right. She says, "Hey, you guys, I'm going to my cousin's wedding today. So with that, there was of course clothes shopping and presents giving during the baby shower, bridal shower. I'm sorry." So my question for you was, when was the last time that you went to a wedding, and did you actually have any fun? Have a good one, fellas. That's Steph. P.S. So Don... oh, shit. Well, he's not here to hear it. P.S. So Dom can show up for the Oscar special, but he can't show up for a regular show? For shame.
Well,
he was supposed to be here this time, but I was like, yo, he hasn't seen Logan yet. And he was like, all right, well, when do it? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I'll just let you know. I'm like, all right. So I don't even know. He might still show up. He might still show up.
So when was the last wedding you went to?
Last wedding I went to was Professor Politico's.
Oh, okay.
The one I officiated.
Did you have fun?
I did. It was quite the experience. I don't know why they picked me for that. That's crazy.
So you got Universal Life Church. You got that whole
deal? Church of. It's in my fucking wallet. I don't remember it. It might as well be Universal Life Church. Yeah, I don't recall the name of it, but I am a ordained clergy member.
Okay.
In that particular church, and licensed in the state of New York to marry people. I think forever.
There you go.
But, I don't have, like, the forms laying around, like, right now. Like, if someone came to me and was like, yo, marry us. Like, I don't have those documents, like, to just burn them off for people. It's not, like, what I do,
Well, they have to have the marriage license
Well,
first,
yeah, they do. But I'm supposed to have things, like, that they have to file, they have to fill out. And I'm supposed to mail out.
Yeah.
Like, on my end, if it was an official thing, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But, anyway... so that was the last one I went to. I think I have an invitation to one recently I got that I'm going to be probably passing on. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna send him a gift and all that stuff, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it.
Okay.
It's just I have to move stuff around in order to go.
Last wedding I went to was my buddy Steve Saden.
Saden?
On this program. Yeah.
Yes.
His mom got married.
Okay.
But more than a year ago now.
Okay.
I was spontaneously set up to take video, which was a little stressful. But it was fun. And I got to set off the fireworks and drive off into the sunset. So
well, that's something.
That was cool.
We should have done some fireworks at fucking Donald's wedding. Wait till I see Donald now. I'm like, why don't we do fireworks at your wedding?
Well, this was like a surprise thing. This was like a run before the cops come.
If nobody knew about the fireworks, that would have been a surprise for them too.
I gotta say that was the key. Like that was like the big surprise that Sadin and I had been trying to figure out for like months.
How are we gonna pull this off?
Yeah.
How are we gonna make this happen?
Yeah. There was a location scout like 3 weeks ahead.
Jesus.
Yeah. One thing about Sadin.
Yeah.
That guy does not screw around. That guy.
The one you know and the other one.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
They're both ultimately very serious.
Yes, we are.
All right. So, how about you, Bob? Last wedding?
Last wedding I went to was with an ex-girlfriend of mine. It was for a friend of hers who worked at a place my ex used to work. Okay. So I got the opportunity to make fun of a very miserable person who my girlfriend she did not care.
Fine. You
We
guys
were actually sharing the same table, and this woman was just so miserable. I just was like,
wow.
So smile often, you know, stuff like that, because it had just gotten so far gone. Everyone was a little loose. And
was it at least like a nice wedding? Like
oh yeah, the wedding was
food and all that.
The wedding was excellent, and the food was great. First time I ever had creme brulee, and I was like, wow, this is awesome.
No wonder people like this stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so let's see what we got next here. We got an ultimate. What we got?
By the way, really quick, we're at 58 hearts right now,
Whoa.
and most of them are Wesley. So everyone join in there.
Come
on. Pick it
Wesley
up.
can't be alone and kissing our asses
Take
now.
off some of the load off his back there, guys. He's working so hard.
He's getting blisters.
Speaking of working hard, we have an ultimate last-minute email.
Ooh, okay.
Or at least it says ultimate last minute in the description. I'm just going to presume that's what it says. I'm writing this during the show. You're talking Inhumans movies right now.
Okay.
This is short and sweet and something you don't get from me. But I do have a question about John Wick 2. Maybe spoilers. By the way, this is James Hazelton.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be more fun if I waited to the last second, but it's not a build up for that. Whose marker was that? The head guy, the guy he left on the subway alive, and when does 3 come out? I don't know about when 3 comes out, but whose marker was that? I don't know.
Well, that's
which marker is he
very
talking
end.
about?
That's the thing at the very end.
Yeah.
When he receives it, gets
Yes.
it in the mail or something like that.
No.
I forget. I
The
can't recall
guy
anything.
who runs the Continental, Ian McShane, hands him a marker.
Right.
I don't know whose marker that is. I think that's something we're not sure about. Is it John getting his marker back?
That one I thought was Ian McCain's character.
Giving his personal one.
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
just like, listen, if you need, if you
I
ever
thought
need help, you're gonna have to,
Yeah, I thought it was John's in the moment.
Yeah.
I thought it was John's. Was it he's pointing out that there was a guy he left alive on the subway.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I guess that's where he's going with that. Either it was, he's asking, was it the head guy or the guy he left alive in the subway? So I guess these are James's 2 guesses on it. I'm like, hey man, I don't know. Maybe you guys who've seen it, maybe kick that around the chat room. Like, whose marker was that? It's a good question. It's a good question.
By the way, I just saw that movie like recently, like within the last few days.
Right.
That was, and you know what? John Wick 2 and Logan would be a great double feature. I think just if it's out right now.
That's a lot. That's
and you
intense.
have the time.
That's a lot of intensity.
And you know what? Logan will say he kills a lot of people in that movie.
Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 2, he kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The difference is, I think, the difference between a lot of people and everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Bob. That's the thing.
That's like anybody who is like crosses his path is dead.
To be honest, to just save time, John Wick should just be blowing up buildings he's about to go into.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be quicker.
Really, it would be less expensive than all the bullets he's using.
You should just have like a bag of hand grenades and just be throwing them. Boom,
Well, like-
ba, boom, ba, boom.
Like the first one was okay. They pissed him off. They killed his dog, and he's like,
Right.
"I gotta kill all these guys, or just these guys." And
Right.
and now it's like, "Oh,
They
we're
killed my
coming after
dog.
you," and he's like, "Oh, I've got to kill everybody."
Kill them all.
By the way, there's a new dog, which I think is a mistake, and that dog's still alive, which I also think is a mistake.
I would
But
have
that's just
told him
I'm
to
a
get
horrible
cat
person.
because cat at the very least
Can take care of itself.
And you know that cat ain't sticking to fuck around.
No.
As soon as it hears something, it's out. Dogs go and investigate. Cats go and hide.
Mhm.
You know, so if you're worried about the pet,
True. Good point.
I'd say go for a cat. You know, so we do have another email in here. Seems like it might have also been a last moment slip in here. This one says in the subject line, urgent information.
Oh, okay.
Remember that. Urgent.
It's regarding urgent information.
Urgent information.
Mhm.
This is from Jason C. You may know him as Uncle J.
Hey.
So this urgent information, it says, Dear Bill, fuck. Love Uncle J. P.S. Logan was excellent. Thanks for the email, Uncle Jay. We appreciate that. Anybody else ever wants to send in some emails, that's going to wrap it up for this week. But you can send yours to podcast@wickedtheory.com. Yeah. We appreciate them very much.
We've
almost tripled in
explosion.
hearts.
Yes.
At the heart's explosion of love in the room?
Yeah, there's an explosion of love going on right now. We're up to like 140 hearts.
Wow, I don't know. I don't know if it was just those last two emails that put it over the top. But,
Yeah. Well, here's Uncle Jay also chimed in about the wedding question before. It's his last wedding he went to. He took over DJ duties and played Rain in Blood.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now, if you had played that, like, nice acoustic version, a cover on a guitar.
I was going to say, did the whole song play?
The MTV,
Right.
the MTV version where they're on the acoustics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a little unplugged kind of fucking, soft, Rain and Blood.
Or a little Angel of Death. And then the acoustic
Angel
guitars
of
come.
Death. That's pretty cool, actually. But that's a good question. Was he able to was it like, all right, okay, I did it for a goof. Grandma's giving me weird looks.
Oh no, I have no doubt he stayed there. Like you probably had to pull him away from that stand. But I'm just saying.
But there's nothing more awkward and weird at a wedding than when the wrong song plays. Like whether it's too rock or it's too hip hop or whatever it is, and it just kills the dance floor and it kills the whole mood. Yeah. And you actually do hear that where the DJ cuts that shit off early, and all of a sudden, he just segued to something that's another 60 beats a minute.
In my experience, it's usually whatever kills the room is usually country. That's.
I think some DJs actually do it on purpose too. It's like, all right, let's just kill this fucking room. These guys suck. this crowd sucks. Fuck you all. Or it's like, well, it's we're gonna leave in a half an hour signal. Like, you know what I mean? It's like something that they do.
You ever see the movie The Goods? Jeremy Piven, used car salesman movie.
I think I might have.
Yeah, it's not a great movie.
No, but it's pre-Entourage, right?
No, it's post-Entourage.
Oh,
like
okay.
this was
during Entourage. When
this was
his
like
early heat.
Yeah,
this early hot. Gotcha.
This was his.
This was a bad one. I remember.
Yeah,
I was
this
not
was
seeing it though.
This was his big shot at being a movie star, and it flopped like a big hot turd. And it's not a great movie,
right.
But Craig Robinson plays this DJ, and like his bit is he will do the opposite of whatever he's requested to do.
Okay, right.
So like, there's just one moment,
but that's like what he does because he's stupid, or because that's his way of flipping it on you.
Because he hates being told what to do.
Right. That's why he flips it over. Right, I got you.
So there's one point where they just go, "Why don't you play something really upbeat and happy?" He goes, "You got it, dead puppies."
That's not like the best moment in the fucking movie. It's like, it's like him. He's the shining star. It's funny.
Oh, we get an update from Uncle Jay.
Update from Uncle Jay.
So evidently it played halfway.
Okay.
And he got a blowjob from a bridesmaid.
Well, that's that'll do it.
And you know what? I think that's a great note for us to go out on.
I think that's not bad.
Yeah, let's play Carlito's Way and get out of here.
All right. Well, that's a good call, man.
Last call for drinks.
Last call for drinks. What are you gonna have?
Closing down.
What are you gonna have? The bar's closing down.
You know what? Just to take a soda.
Just a little soda. What do you like? What do you like? A little cherry Coke?
Yeah, it works.
Nice. I put an actual little maraschino cherry in there for you.
Yeah.
fresh from that weird little bin that's sitting at the bar.
You know me.
That's probably like,
but not
highly contaminated.
Not like cherry Coke. It'd be like Coke and grenadine.
Well, it's not even really going to be Coke. It's going to be like Larry's cherry cola syrup service or whatever comes there every Tuesday and never cleans out the lines.
No, it's going to be Uncle Vinny's.
Well,
Uncle Vinny's syrup service.
Let's go Uncle Tony's.
Vito's.
That's what I mean. The V's. The too many V's. Confused.
Too many V's.
They're like Uncle Victoria, right?
Yeah.
People are already mixing it up.
How about Fiorenzo? Fiorenzo. What about the Uncle Fiorenzo?
Uncle Enzo. Uncle Enzo. Because we grew up with an Enzo.
Yeah, I gotta really thank everyone here. We're at 222 hearts right now.
222, the magic number. Play that if you got time in your local county. Local Lotto. Sponsor.
Yeah, I was in there helping out a little bit.
Nice.
Here we go.
I figure I start getting.
So thanks to all you guys for coming in the chat room, checking us out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're going to talk Logan. We're going to talk for a little while, non-spoiler stuff. Now, let me ask a question. I'll pose it in here. When we come back, we'll look at it. But of the guys that are in the room, has anybody not seen it? Just out of curiosity. Because I know Jay has seen it. Wesley just saw it. So I guess the question is really to John Zombie John, if John saw it. Just out of curiosity. Just to know where we stand with how free and loose we can get once we say... So, spoiler time or whatever. Yeah. All right, so you guys hang out over there. I got a temporary track to take us through the break, but for right now, we're going to wrap up. Ed, you're on the internets.
Yes, you can find me at...
Am I closing it down correctly? Am I
something? Yeah.
Oh, right.
You can find me on Twitter at Edward O'Hare TBD.
Okay, that's good. That's a good spot to find you.
And I'm thinking I might be writing more movie reviews soon for agentpalmer.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just throwing that on Palmer right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, not that he needs the page views.
Maybe just I need a release.
Well, that's you can submit them to Wicked Theory too. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. We do have a blog.
No, we do have a blog.
You got to keep reminding me.
I got it because I don't do anything with it really.
Yeah.
So if you or anybody else really that's within the live chat room has something they want to vent, maybe we'll post up maybe some of that stuff. We'll keep your racism and your fucking stupidness to yourself if you got that. How do they know?
No, that's sorry.
By the way, the racists don't think they're racist. They won't know. They'll be like, what are you talking about? I drop N-bombs every 5 seconds. What's the problem? They never know. Why am I don't get it. I make you uncomfortable? Anyway, so...
It's not the first time I've had this conversation with other people.
I've had that conversation a couple times. People are like, I'm not racist. I'm like, you say N constantly. Constantly with N. Just to describe a guy you saw for 2 seconds. And not in a hip-hop homie way, let me tell you. You know what I mean? Anyway.
So it's kind of like being a racist but not want to be around those people.
I'm not even sure if I follow. Let's just close it up. All right, so we discussed you, Ed. Brother Bob, where can we find you?
At Bob WTPC.
You can find me on Twitter's at Wicked Theory. You can find the show at wickedtheory.com and also on your iTunes or podcast listening services.
Your podcatcher of choice.
That too. How about that? Whatever good podcasts are given away for free, we're probably there. Take a look around. All right. Hey, Brother Bob, guess what? You can take us out of here whenever you feel it's real.